Hi guys! So I'm getting around finally to making this tutorial video on how to create a Google Forms check-in for the daily mental health check-in that was shared originally by Making a Statement in Sped. She had this really awesome mental health check-in that she used post-it notes. The kids wrote their names on the back of the notes and they put it, and it was a great visual way for her to see which of her students that she needed to check in with, which of those kiddos were really struggling. And so that was shared a ton, and it is a really awesome idea. I wanted a way to adapt it. She teaches high school, so I wanted a way to adapt it to make it work for my classroom. I didn't want to make it quite as public, and to be honest, I didn't have that many post-it notes left at the end of the year, and so I decided to try it out at the end of the year. I tried it out for about the last 6 weeks of school, and it worked really, really well. I got a lot of good information from my kids about things that might be going on at home that maybe I wouldn't have noticed if I hadn't had them check in and say something. They, some of them honestly came in looking fine, but knowing that they were carrying some of these things with them allowed me to help them a little bit more. And I found that a lot of them opened up a little bit better when I had it on a Google form rather than just pulling them aside and asking them about it. So again, the original idea comes from Making a Statement in Sped. She's really awesome. You should follow her on Instagram. And then this is how I adapted it for my classroom. So I'm going to do a couple of different tutorials for you today. The first one is just kind of making and setting up the Google form, which even if you are proficient in Google Forms, this one's going to be a little bit different, so hang with me. There's going to be a go to section based on answer. So first thing I want to do is title the form. You are welcome to title it whatever you would like to. And then your first question might be, how are you feeling this morning? Okay, you can make as many options as you want. If we go back to Making a Statement in Sped, she had 6 different options for her kiddos. I'm great, I'm okay, I'm meh, I'm struggling and need a check-in, where I'm in a dark place. I did it a little bit differently for my class. I really loved her options of great. You could do I'm fabulous, anything that you wanted to. I'm fabulous, I'm pretty good. Could do I'm feeling blah, I'm struggling, but I have support, or I'm struggling and would like a check-in. I talked to my kids about these when I first implemented the form and just kind of explained what everything means to me. And that's going to be, of course, different for me than it is for you. I kept them as a multiple choice question, but I explained kind of like feeling blah might just be, you're just kind of feeling blah today. There's nothing wrong, but you're not feeling great. Struggling, but I have support might mean maybe something's going on at home, but you have your parents to talk to, you've talked to them about it, and you're still doing okay. And then struggling and would like a check-in might be, hey, I've got something going on and I don't have anybody to talk to about it, or I would like to talk about it with you. And so this next part is kind of where it can get confusing if you're not used to Google Forms. So here on the side, what you're going to do is you're going to add a section. I usually just leave it completely untitled. I take the title out and I just add a question, and I add a paragraph question, so that if they want to type more that they can, and it says, is there anything else you would like to tell? I just like to kind of include that affirmation, I'm here for you, so that they know that I'm totally willing to check in with them and, help them through whatever they're going through. I do not make this part required. Some kids don't want to tell you. They'd rather tell you in person. They're not ready to talk about it yet at all. So I just kind of leave that off. The first question, though, I do make required so they can't just click through. And then depending on how you would like to do it, you could have them type in their name, You could put all of their names in a drop-down box so that they're able to just go ahead and, select their name if you're worried about kiddos not being honest. Or if it's just easier for you, which it was much easier for me, what I did is I go to the settings of the form and I put collect email addresses so that it pops up that email address box for me. Now, I'm not on my school computer or my school account, so it won't let me automatically collect email addresses. However, I believe if you have a Google Schools account, it will let you automatically collect their email addresses. They won't have to type it in, but for this tutorial, it will not. We'll have to manually type that in. So going back here, you want to click these three little dots on the side, and you want to click Go to Section based on answer. So for the first three questions, if they're feeling fabulous or pretty good or just blah, I usually just have it go on and submit the form. Usually those kiddos don't need any extra support from me right now. They're feeling blah, usually once they've been at school for a little bit that morning, see their friends, talk to their teachers, kind of get into a routine, that'll bring that mood up a little bit. With these, I'm struggling, but I have support. I put go to section 2 so that when they click I'm struggling and have support, it'll click next, and then it will have them type something in if they would like to, because we did not make it required. So what I'll do now is I'm going to preview it, hit this little button up in the corner, and this is what the students will see. And so I'll type one in just kind of as a example. And so if I click like I'm struggling but I have support, I click next, it will, is there anything else you would like? And I can say I am and then click submit. And you can, of course, you can also, if you go back to the form, you can change what they see after. So if you want a confirmation message, you have been heard, have a wonderful day. So you can click save, and then that will pop up instead of that. So that is the tutorial on how to make the form. Of course, you can customize it if you would like to. You can choose a different image. You can do whatever you want there. So maybe you want something bright and colorful, then you can do that, or change the font. So that's all for this form. I'm going to pause this video and create a new one showing you how I do the conditional formatting to get that color-coded responses back here. So check into the next video and I will show you how to do that.